Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Schluntz Gym on the campus of Brookline High School in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school JV girls volleyball contest between the visiting Womps of Braintree High School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. This one should be a fun one, folks. Those of you who've been following my streams know that last week we had the chance to cover this JV girls volleyball team in a thrilling contest against the red and black of Winchester High School. That one going to 3 sets. Brookline narrowly coming out with the win by 3 points in that do-or-die third set. So this one should be quite the thriller as well. Pardon me a moment. I'm just taking a moment to enter in the Braintree roster as fast as I can as the teams are getting ready to come out here. Running a little behind, but we're not missing any of the action, so we should be good. All right, I've got the Braintree roster entered in to my computer here. We've only got first names for Braintree, but you know what we always say, we work with whatever we can get. And so that's what we've got here. I might lower my camera just a smidgen here. That's a little better. There we go. Nice and set. And we're ready for the action. Starters coming out on the floor for Brookline. I see number 16, Isabella Wong, and number 13, Ryan Fenton-Hilt. The libero, number 31, Zohar Neve. Number 6, Dahlia Bitran. Number 24, Elena Vaitskin. And rounding it out, number 15, Eliza Freitas. And reminder, as always, if I am mispronouncing any names, I encourage folks to correct me either in the live chat here on YouTube, or you can send me an email. You can see my email in the bottom right corner of your screen. Among the Braintree starters here in this first set, we see number 20, Meka, number 25, Sophie, number 26, Carrie, the libero, number 1, Olivia, and a couple more. We'll pick them up as we go, as Brookline is getting ready to send over the first serve of this first set. Number 16, Isabella Wong, getting us started, and they let it drop in for an ace. Isabella Wong dropping it in between some defenders. Got a little confused about whose assignment that was and just let that one drop in. This one received by Olivia, kept alive by Carrie. Olivia bumps it over. Received by Freitas, bumped up by Wong, pushed over by Bitran. Received there, set, and a spike. Deflected, kept alive, but not enough. That's going to be a kill for number 25, Sophie, off the assist from number 26, Carrie. So 1-1 as the setter for Braintree, Carrie, sets up to send this next one over. This one received a bit awkwardly, and that's going to be an ace. So 2 quick points for Braintree as they take the lead now. This one into the net, and it goes back to Brookline. Both teams struggling with their service receive early as we've got a substitution for Brookline. Number 12, Sarah Barshak checking in, replacing Dahlia Bitran. And Barshak will be going on serve. This serve is received by Maka, bumped up by Carey, bumped over by Olivia. Taken by Barshak, set by Wong. Vaitskin, the spike. Was it touched? It was touched. That one was set to fly out, but just barely touched by that backline defender. Elena Vaitskin picking up the kill, her first. First for Brookline today, Isabella Wong with her first assist. Barshak serve, and it is going to go hard off the ceiling for an ace. Sarah Barshak picked up 2 aces against Winchester last Friday. She's got a powerful line drive serve she likes to use. As this one is received by Olivia, set by Carey, and a roll shot from number 7, received by Neve, set by Wong. Tap over by Ryan Fenton-Hilt. Good idea, but it rolls wide. Now on serve for Braintree is number 20, Maka. This one coming in shallow. It's dug out by Neve, set by Wong. Freitas the spike. It's taken by Carey, followed up awkwardly by Maka, and nothing doing there. Not enough for a full kill, but Brookline does get the point. Off a nice cross-court shot from Eliza Freitas. Zohar Neve, the libero, now on serve. This serve received by Olivia, bumped up by Carey. Number 6, Annabella, the roll shot kept alive by Neve, followed up by Wong. And a roll shot from Fenton-Hilt, received by Maka, followed up awkwardly by Carey, bumped over by number 7, Kiera. Taken by Fenton-Hilt, set by Wong, punched over by Fenton-Hilt, diving dig by Olivia, barely kept alive by Carey, and that is not going to be able to be followed up. Again, just a teensy bit short of a full kill, I would say, but a good hit nonetheless, as the serve from Neve comes in shallow. 6-4 now the score. Got our first note in the live chat from Robert Freitas cheering on Eliza. Eliza Freitas got 2 kills from that right side hitter's spot against Winchester last week. Long serve received, bumped up by Wong, and Freitas launches that one long. Just a bit too much underneath it. Freitas has been going for more of an upward trajectory with her first couple of spikes. Long serve here from Sophie, and it goes too long. And it will go back to Brookline. 7-5, the score here in the first set in this best-of-3 match. Checking in for Brookline is number 26, Arabelle Lee. It's interesting for this Brookline JV squad, Isabella Wong plays as both a setter and a hitter, taking hitter duties when Arabelle Lee comes in as a setter. The serve spins off of Annabella, taken by Olivia, bumped over by Carey, received by Neve, set by Lee. Fenton-Hilt could not get that one over, and that'll be a point for Braintree. I like what I saw with that. You know, I like they're going for a more aggressive downward spike, just missed it that time. Kiera, the serve, sails it long. Braintree's got to be careful if they want to stay in this. Can't let too many serves get away from them. You can't win in volleyball without winning your service points. Serve from Fenton-Hilt, received by Olivia, set by Carey. Punched over by Maka, received by Fenton-Hilt, set by Lee. Barshak whiffs on the swing there. That's going to be a point for Braintree as Barshak checks out for Dahlia Bitran. It looked like they were trying to sub in Bitran a little bit before that, but that didn't work there. Another substitution for Brookline, number 17, Arden Sutton-Rath. This serve received by Neve, set by Lee. Wong the spike, and it's received barely by Kiera, followed up by Carey. That's going to go off the ceiling, and no dice on the third hit. Again, just short of a full kill, but having a lefty spiker can be such an asset for a team because it effectively turns them into someone just as effective as an outside hitter from that right side. Fenton Hilt's shallow serve taken by Olivia, followed up by Carey, pushed over, but they call the double hit on Annabella there. Free point to Brookline. They go up 10-7. Arden Sutton-Rath on serve for the Warriors. This serve received by Annabella, bumped up by Olivia, bumped over by Maka, taken by Fenton Hilt, set by Lee. And a roll shot from Bitran, received by Olivia, set, and a long spike there. Did that drop in? That one did drop in. A kill from Maka, her first. Second assist for Carey. Not a ton of kills from either side early in this first set. As a substitution comes in for Braintree, number 30, Ava, into the game. And a bit of confusion over a substitution. Okay, another sub checking in for Braintree, number 31, Sarah. High serve received by Bitran, followed up by Wong and bumped over, and that's going to be a bump kill for Elena Vateskin. Bit of a strange thing there, but Braintree defense just not in the right spot. Second kill of the day for Vateskin. Second assist for Wong. Wong's serve now, received by Annabella, set by Carey. Spike from Maka takes a weird trajectory and drops in. That's the tough thing sometimes when you're facing an opponent that's not hitting the cleanest of spikes. The trajectory of those spikes don't go in the direction that you've practiced for, that you're trained for. And so it can throw you off with a hit like that. Serve from Carey. Oh, drops on the back line. Brookline saying that was long. I mean, it looked long to me as well, but you know what? It's not about what it looks like to me. It's not about what it looks like to Brookline. It's about what it looks like to the official. As that's another ace for Carey. Back-to-back aces tie us up at 11. Or actually, it's 11-10 Braintree. No, it is 11-11. This serve received by Bitran, bumped up awkwardly and bumped over by Neve, but it goes wide. And that was a case where Vateskin thought that Wong wasn't going to be able to get to the ball for the second hit and was just trying to keep it alive. But Wong, being the setter, wants to get to that ball for the second hit. That's her job, and just resulted in slight, traffic jam there on that play. As now that serve from Carey flies long. Tied up at 12. Sarah Barshak back into the game for Brookline. She'll be going on serve. That serve curves too much. Sliced it just a tad bit. Just a tad bit too much. Maka now on serve for the Womps as they lead Brookline 13-12 here in set number 1. The serve received by Fenton Hilt, set by Wong. Spike Vateskin dug out, followed up by Kira and pushed over by Carey. Taken by Fenton Hilt, set by Wong. Vateskin tries again, sends it to the back line, drops on the back line for another kill. Good hit from Vateskin. Sent it deep where the defense wasn't and drops it perfectly on the back line. Her third kill. Wait a second. How on earth? Okay. They had Braintree lining up to serve after Brookline got the point. The scoreboard did show that it was 13-13 Brookline. I was very confused, but now they've got it straight, and it'll be Zohar Neve on serve. Diving dig by Olivia, bumped up by Carey, bumped over by Annabella, received by Barshak, bumped up by Wong, pushed over by Freitas, taken by Olivia, set by Carey. Annabella gonna bump it over again, taken by Neve, set by Wong, tap over from Sutton Rath, taken by Carey, bumped up by Olivia, roll shot off the net cord, diving dig, tap over on two by Sutton Rath. Fantastic play there. Good hustle by Barshak on the diving dig, and then Arden Sutton Rath with the reach to just get that one over and ends up getting her first kill. Neve the serve, and no chance on that one. I think we can call that one an ace for Zohar Neve. They're wasting no time getting to the next point, as they set up this one for Annabella. She launches that one long. So that's going to be 16-3. Neve, a hard serve off of Maka, followed up by Olivia, bumped over by Carey, and dug out by Fenton Hilt, set by Wong, pushed over by Sutton Rath. Perfect placement, beautiful execution there from Arden Sutton Rath. Her second kill, and she read the defense perfectly, saw where the soft spot was, and dropped it in there perfectly. Great read from the middle blocker, Arden Sutton Rath. Neve's serve taken by Maka, bumped up, and okay, Olivia gets the third hit, taken by Sutton Rath, set by Wong, spike Fenton Hilt, dug out on the back line, set by Carey, and whiffed in the middle by Ava. (18-13), Brookline starting to break it open here in the first set. Neve, a hard serve received by Olivia, followed up by Maka, bumped over by Ava, received by Neve, set by Wong. Fenton Hilt, the roll shot. Great spin from Ryan Fenton Hilt as she picks up her first kill, and a timeout is called. It was a slow start for Brookline in this first set. They were getting a lot of their points off of Braintree errors mostly, but they were also making plenty of their own errors. Just kind of sputtered out of the gate, but Brookline seems to be finding their form now late in this first set as they've broken open a 6-point lead here. Long streak of service points with Zohar Neve sending it over. Now we've seen good hits from a variety of hitters here. Elena Vateskin, Arden Sutton Rath, and now Ryan Fenton Hilt picking up her first kill on that last point. So out of the timeout, we'll see if Braintree was able to settle things down and adjust. Brookline 6 points away from taking the first set. Serve Neve, received by Olivia, set by Carey, punched over by Ava, blocked back, recovered by Kiera, followed up by Olivia, bumped over by Ava. Received by Sutton Rath, set by Wong. Spike Freitas, diving dig, barely followed up, and Kira gets it over. Taken by Neve, set by Wong. Sutton Rath drops it, blocked. Sutton Rath recovers, set by Wong. Roll shot, Fenton Hilt. Oh, what great spin from Ryan Fenton Hilt. The equivalent of a lob shot in tennis. Sent it over the blockers to that back line. And drops it in well for her second kill. 6th assist for Wong, as this serve diving dig by Olivia, followed up by Carey, bumped over by Olivia, received by Freitas, just over the line. Annabella takes it over on 2 by Carey, taken by Neve, set by Wong. Fenton Hilt, hard spike down the line, and to the back for another kill. As Brookline's offense really finding rhythm here. 3 kills now for Fenton Hilt. And 7 helpers for Isabella Wong. An 8-point advantage now for Brookline. Hard serve received by Olivia, set by Carey. Roll shot there, chased down by Wong. Sent over on 2 by Neve. Oh, they call her for the double hit. A bold idea from Zohar Neve, going for the on-2 dump-off from that far away from the net. You don't often see that kind of shot from that far back, and it looked like it was going to catch Braintree off guard, but called for the double tap. And confusion on the service receive from Brookline there, and that's going to be an ace for Olivia. (21-15). Brookline still with a fairly comfortable lead, up by 6, and they only need 4 more to win the set. Olivia's serve is another ace. Braintree stringing some aces together again as Olivia picks up her second and second in a row. Brookline may still have a pretty good lead, but they can't get too comfortable. This serve is received by Fenton Hilt, set by Wong. Spike Freitas is missed into the net as Braintree stringing some points together themselves. 3 straight service points. A 4-point run in total. This serve dug out by Fenton Hilt, set by Wong. Sutton Rath taps it over, dug out by Kira, followed up by Annabella, bumped over and sent wide off the hands of Sophie. Arabelle Lee checking back in for Brookline as Isabella Wong will now take that right side hitter spot after racking up 7 assists. She already has more assists than she had in the entire 3-set match against Winchester last Friday. Lee's serve received by Olivia, bumped up by Carey. Annabella the shot off the net. And they're saying, nope, that one wasn't blocked, it just didn't go over. And so that's 4 hits, point to Brookline. A little bit of confusion on the substitution again as Lee stays on serve. This one received by Kira, followed up by Olivia. Annabella bumps it over, taken by Barshak, set by Lee. Wong running tap down the line, chased down by Olivia, set by Carey. And just complete confusion from Braintree there about who is supposed to take that third hit as it drops in between 3 players, all of whom thought someone else was going to take it. Set point now for Brookline, and Lee's serve into the net. That one appeared to just come off the fingertips rather than off the palm. Still set point for Brookline. Kira on serve. Received. Set by Lee. And Wong sends it over. Taken by Olivia. Set by Carey. Pushed over by Olivia. Received by Sutton Rath. Set by Lee. Sutton Rath taps it. Diving dig. Sent over on 2 by Carey. taken by Fenton Hilt, set by Lee. Spike Fenton Hilt into the net, and that'll be another point for Braintree. This serve received by Fenton Hilt, bumped up by Neve, bumped over by Sutton Rath, received by Kira, followed up by Carey, bumped over by Sophie, dug out by Barshak, set by Lee. Wong, the roll shot cross court taken by Carey, bumped up by Olivia, and bumped over by Annabella. Taken by Sutton Rath, sent over on 2 by Lee, taken by Kira, set by Carey. Sophie sends it too far, and that will end the set. Brookline finds their rhythm in the mid-game and stays ahead all the way to the end. Final score of the first set, 25-19. All right, we're going to take a break here, mute the mic and run a YouTube ad break, but I will be back with the second set of this match. Stay tuned. Hello again, back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Schluntz Gym in Brookline, Massachusetts. And hello to Cindy Torres in our live chat, cheering on Eliza Freitas and the Brookline High Warriors all the way from Madrid, Spain. I love it. I always love hearing about the different places that people tune in from, especially when we get all the way out to other countries. So hope you're enjoying the match from, does Across the Pond still work for Spain? Because they say Across the Pond for the UK, but it's the same it's the same Atlantic Ocean that separates America from the UK and America from Spain. So does across the pond still work? Oh, no, I think they say across the pond because for the UK versus Europe. I've made myself look very stupid with this, but I'm going to go back to what I'm a little smarter at, which is following the sports as we get ready to start the second set of this high school JV girls volleyball match between Brookline and Braintree. Brookline up 1-0 after taking the first set 25-19. Remember, this is a best-of-3 match, which means the first to win 2 sets wins the match. So Brookline could end the match in this set, or if Braintree wins, we go to a do-or-die third set, just as we did last Friday at Winchester. Carey with the opening serve, dug out by Neve, set by Lee. A long roll shot to the back line, beautifully delivered by Sophia Safar. Sent a rainbow shot there. Just over everybody, dropped perfectly in the corner as she picks up her first kill. Arabelle Lee with her first assist. Serve from Barshak, received by Olivia, bumped up by Carey. Kira the spike down the line, just long. One of the more powerful spikes we've seen from the Womps so far today, but just goes a little too far. Serve from Barshak, and it curves just wide. Barshak trying to mix up the trajectory of where she's sending her serve, send it to different areas, throw the defenders off, but just curving it a bit too much. If she could get that under control, that could be a good weapon for her to have as a server. Serve from number 4, Cora, goes into the net. Goes right back to Brookline. Seeing some players that we didn't see at all in the first set, which is honestly pretty common at the JV level. You want to get as many players involved as possible, as these are players that are, trying to get experience and train themselves up to hopefully get promoted to varsity. Serve received by Olivia, bumped by Carey, and Olivia just barely cannot get it over. Another point to Brookline. Not quite an ace, but still a strong serve from Zohar Neve. Remember, Brookline got, I think, like a 7 or 8 point streak with Neve serving in the first set. That proved to be the difference maker, but this time sends her second serve straight into the net. Oh, we got ourselves a Brookline volleyball celebrity tuning in. Coach Greg Detweiler, an assistant coach for both the boys and girls volleyball squads here at Brookline High. A bit under the weather, so he's watching from home. Get well soon, Coach Greg. Much love. Serve from Sophie off the net cord, taken by Sutton Rath, set by Lee. Sutton Rath, hard spike off the face, looked like. Arden Sutton Rath, who did not play in that Winchester match, making her presence known out of the middle today. Not sure if she was, sick or had some conflict or something, but Brookline's certainly happy to have her here for this one, as she has been performing quite well. 5-2, the Brookline advantage. Layla Rajpar checking in, sending a serve over, taken by Annabella, bumped up by Carey. A deep shot from number 27, taken by Neve, set by Rajpar. Sutton Rath sends it to the back corner, beautifully placed there. Arden Sutton Rath, her 4th kill with some great placement to that back corner, as Layla Rajpar, the 3rd setter for Brookline's JV squad, picks up her first assist of the day. And now she picks up an ace off a nice serve there. Rajpar had 4 assists against Winchester on Friday. She's now got 1 assist and 1 ace off of these last 2 points after checking in. Brookline up 7-2. This serve taken by Cora, bumped up by Carey. Long shot taken by Rajpar, bumped up by Neve. Spike Fenton Hill, dug and sent over by Olivia, sent right back by Sutton Rath, taken by Carey, bumped up by Olivia, bumped over by Annabella. Taken by Fenton Hilt, set, and a spike from Fenton Hilt as she picks up another kill. That is her 4th. Rajpar with her 2nd assist. and just kind of threaded the needle on that one in between a couple defenders. And another ace from Layla Rajpar. Brookline jumping out to a big early lead as Braintree calls timeout. And Layla Rajpar proving to be the server, providing the spark plug early in this second set. And again, you love to see so many different players getting involved, especially at such a specialized position as setter. You know, it might not seem like it, because usually in sports you feel like, oh, the most important player is the one scoring the most points. But in volleyball, honestly, setter is oftentimes considered to be the most important position, and for sure the most specialized, as at the highest varsity level, you'll often see just one setter playing the entire match and getting almost all of the team's assists. You know, they are the fulcrum through which the entire offense runs for a volleyball team. So they have to be a good decision maker, deciding which attacker to go to, and they've got to be accurate and precise and on timing. And that one off timing there, as that service received just a little too close to the net, not able to be followed up, and I think we can give a third ace to Layla Rajpar coming right out of the timeout. This serve taken by Cora, set by Carey, and boy, just looking a little lost there, the Braintree players on that one. (11-2), a sizable Brookline lead here in the second set. Rajpar sends it over, taken by Cora, set by Carey, punched over by Rana, blocked by Sutton Rath, recovered, and could not be sent over the net on the third hit there. So again, not a full block there, but good defensive pressure out of the middle by Arden Sutton Rath, who's having herself quite the match so far. Rajpar's serve, dug out by Cora, and boy, that's another ace for Layla Rajpar. That's 4. Not often you see a setter with more aces than assists, but right now Rajpar has twice as many aces as assists. And more than double now, because that's ace number 5. Layla Rajpar just building this lead bigger and bigger and bigger for this Brookline JV squad. This serve received by Cora, set by Carey, tapped over by Rana, dug out by Neve, set by Rajpar, tapped over by Sutton Rath, taken by Carey, bumped up by Olivia, bumped over by Annabella, and it's well wide. That second hit went a bit far to the left of the pole. It was a difficult angle for Annabella to try and hit that one. 15-2, the Brookline advantage. Rajpar's serve dug out by Cora, followed up by Carey, pushed over, taken by Neve, set by Rajpar, and Freitas could not angle herself into the right spot to get that one over, and the point streak finally ends for Brookline, 15-3 the lead. Sophia Safar checks back into the game for Brookline, replacing Eliza Freitas. This serve from Kira received by Fenton Hilt, bumped up by Neve, tapped over. Oh, by Freitas, she is still in, my mistake. Annabella, the spike deflected, cannot be followed up. First kill of the day for Annabella, 4th assist for Carey. Serve from Kira, received by Safar, followed up by Freitas, bumped over by Sutton Rath, received by Cora, set by Carey, punched and blocked and recovered by Annabella. Followed up by Olivia. Spike Carey blocked again. Sent over by Rana. Spiked right back by Sutton Rath. Taken by Akira. No, by Fenton Hilt it was sent over. Braintree sends it over. Taken by Safar. Set by Rajpar. Now Sutton Rath the spike. Dug out by Olivia. Set by Carey. Punched over by Rana. To the back corner for the kill. Number 27, Rana, with her first kill of the day as Carey picks up her 5th assist. 15-5, as that's now 3 straight points from Braintree. This serve received by Fenton Hilt, set by Rajpar. Fenton Hilt misses it into the net. Again, right idea, but just didn't quite get her hand on it the way she wanted as it goes down into the net. Serve from Kira, received awkwardly. That's going to be an ace for Kira, as this is really turning into a set of runs. Brookline had built up a 15-2 lead. That lead has now been cut in half, or almost in half. But that serve goes wide, and it goes back to Brookline. Brookline now leads by 9 while needing only 9 more points to win the match. Ryan Fenton Hilt on serve for the Warriors. Received by Olivia, set by Carey. Rana taps it over, and it ends up dropping in the perfect spot for another kill. 2nd kill for Rana, 6th assist for Carey. Annabella now on serve for the Womps. That one cannot be dug out. That's an ace. This serve received by Fenton Hilt, set by Rajpar. Sutton Rath barely muscles it through the blocker, and it cannot be followed up. Bit hard to say whether we call that one a kill, but I think we can be generous and give another kill to Arden Sutton Rath. This one received by Olivia, set by Carey, punched over by Rana, and again, just putting it in a spot where Brookline's not ready for it. Her 3rd kill, 7th assist for Carey. (17-10), the Brookline lead here in set number 2. Olivia's serve received, set by Rajpar, spike by Vateskin, dug out, sent over on 2 by Carey, and Brookline can't keep it alive. Carey picks up her 1st kill. I think the assist went to Kira that time. 17-11, Olivia back on serve. This serve received by Safar, bumped up by Fenton Hilt, and Safar just kind of whiffed on that one, sent it off her fingertips. Braintree edging ever closer to Brookline on the scoreboard here. They've cut the lead down to 5. It was as big as 13 at one point. This serve is an ace. 3rd ace for Olivia today, and you wonder at what point does Brookline need to call a timeout, because they've now been outscored 11-2. This serve off the net court, another ace. That's 4 for Olivia, and it's now a 3-point set. Again, Brookline looked like they were cruising when they were up by 13, and that lead is just evaporating before their eyes. Serve dug out by Safar, followed up by Rajpar, and Brookline just looking lost on that play as a few different players in the vicinity of that third hit, and a timeout now is called by Brookline as they only lead by 2. All right, out of the timeout, Olivia back on serve. Brookline leads by just 2. And that serve dropped on the line. That's an ace. 5 aces now for Olivia, as she has matched Layla Rajpar's ace total now. And it's a 1-point game. This serve taken by Safar, bumped up by Neve off the ceiling, and Neve hit it twice in a row. You can't do that. And we are tied. The score was once 15-2, now it's 17-17. This serve dug out by Fenton Hilt and can't be followed up. Another ace for Olivia as Brookline's struggles on the service receive continue. Braintree, in what seemed unbelievable at one point earlier in this set, now has the lead. And that's another ace for Olivia. That's 7. (19-17) as Braintree continues their long point streak. I believe this is at least 9 unanswered points for the Womps. This serve dug out by Neve, bumped up by Freitas, and bumped over by Neve. Taken by Kira, set by Carey. Cora whiffs on the spike, and Brookline finally gets a point back and goes on serve. And Brookline just needed to get the ball over in the worst way on that point, even if it wasn't the most aggressive attack. They at least gave themselves a chance. Arabelle Lee checking back in, going on serve, and that one kept alive, punched over by Ava, taken by Neve, set by Lee. Isabella Wong, the spike deflected, dug out by Carey, set by Kira, bumped over by Cora, received by Fenton Hilt, set by Lee. Spike Vateskin, perfect placement to the back corner, and we're tied back up. A lot of starters back in for the Warriors now as Vateskin picks up her 4th kill. Lee with her 3rd assist. All squared at 19 apiece. Lee the serve. Received by Annabella, set by Carey, punched over by Ava, taken by Fenton Hilt, set by Lee. Safar, too far, and it goes back to Braintree. Braintree reaches the 20-point threshold first. They are 5 points away from sending this to a do-or-die 3rd set, but Brookline is right on their heels. Carey's serve taken by Neve, sent on 2 by Lee, but dug out by Carey, followed up by Olivia. Roll shot Cora, received by Fenton Hilt, set by Lee. Wong, the spike, taken by Annabella, bumped up by Carey, bumped over by Cora, received by Fenton Hilt, set by Lee. Safar taps it over, chased down by Olivia, followed up by Carey, punched over by Cora, taken by Fenton Hilt, set by Lee. Wong, the spike. Isabella Wong with a shot to tie it back up. First kill for Isabella Wong. Fourth assist for Arabelle Lee. Sarah Barshak checks in place of Safar and goes back on serve. Serve dug out by Cora, followed up by Olivia, pushed over by Carey, received by Barshak, set by Lee. Spike Fenton Hill dug out by Olivia, set by Carey. Spike blocked. I think that was Elena Vateskin on the block. Might have been Fenton Hilt. Let's take a look. No, that was Elena Vateskin with a big block there, her first. This serve is an ace from Barshak. And a timeout called by Braintree as Brookline starting to rediscover their rhythm in the late stages of this set. Boy, this has been the ultimate hot and cold set for both sides. Brookline jumped out to a 15-2 lead early in this second set. Braintree came back and not only tied it up, but took a 19-17 lead at one point. But since then, Brookline outscoring Braintree 5-1 as they have flipped that 2-point deficit into a 2-point advantage. They're now 3 points away from winning this match. Out of the timeout, serve from Barshak, taken by Olivia, chased down by Carey and pushed over by Kira. Oh, but they call the illegal double hit on Kira for that one. She was just trying to keep it alive after Carey kind of hit traffic trying to get in spot for that second hit. Brookline now just 2 points away. A sub checking in for Braintree. That's number 25, Sophie, replacing number 30, Ava. Barshak, the line drive serve, taken by Olivia. Bumped up by Carey. Kira, roll shot, taken by Lee. Bumped up by Fenton Hiltz, punched over by Barshak. Sarah Barshak from the back picks up the kill, and Brookline has match point. That's one kill for Sarah Barshak, one assist for Ryan Fenton Hilt. Barshak serving for the match. Chased down by Olivia, set by Carey, punched over by Sophie, taken by Barshak, set by Lee. Wong the spike, and Wong finishes the job. Isabella Wong sends it off the fingertips of the defender. And that will be your final. The final score in this JV girls volleyball match. The Brookline High Warriors, 2 sets. The Braintree High Womps, none. Set scores 25-19, 25-20. But what a roller coaster that second set was. Again, a big early lead, a huge early lead for Brookline in that second set. Braintree coming all the way back, taking a late lead, but then Brookline responds well, finishes on an 8-1 run to avert disaster and finish the match. Well, that's going to do it for this one. Final unofficial stats for the two teams. First for Brookline, Isabella Wong with 7 assists, 2 kills, and 1 ace. Arabelle Lee with 5 assists. Layla Rajpar with a team-leading 5 aces and 3 assists. Arden Sutton-Rath with 5 kills. Ryan Fenton Hiltz with 4 kills and 1 assist. Elena Vateskin, 4 kills, 1 block. Sarah Barshak, 2 aces, 1 kill, and 1 assist. Zohar Neve with 1 ace, and Sophia Safar with 1 kill. For Braintree, Olivia with an astounding 7 aces. Carrie with 7 assists, 3 aces and 1 kill. Rana with 3 kills. Mako with 2 kills. Annabella 1 kill, 1 ace. Kira 1 ace, 1 assist. And Sophie with 1 kill. Well, that's going to do it. Greg Detweiler in the live chat summing up that second set well, saying volleyball is a game of runs, and it absolutely was to the most extreme degree in that second set. But that's going to end it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm going to have the varsity match on deck here at Schluntz on a different stream link. That one's going to be unlisted, so if you don't have the link, reach out to a player, parent, or coach that you know to see if they have it and can send it to you, because with it unlisted, you can only see it if you have the link. If you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you to all those who brought the good vibes in the live chat today. Remember, if there's anything you'd like to say after the live stream is concluded, you can say it in the comments section down below. You can also go down below to the description section of this video, where you can find first a link to a Venmo account where you can send donations to the BHS Girls Volleyball Booster Club if you would like to support the program monetarily. You can also find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Education Foundation. The Brookline Education Foundation raises funds to help promote growth and innovation among Brookline educators, growth that can then be passed on to the children of this community. For over 40 years, this foundation has given out a variety of grants across the educational landscape. These include Ideal Lab grants for teachers that want to present their students with new and exciting projects, and teacher grants for educators that want to further develop their own skills to bring to the classroom. Many initiatives which have become staples in the public schools of Brookline started as BEF grants. They support literacy education training, new methods in STEM education, project-based learning, mentoring of new principals and superintendents, and collaborative work around diversity, equity, and inclusion, just to name a few. Visit brooklinefoundation.org or call 617-232-3846 to find out how you can help support our town's educators and, through them, our students. Once again, that's brooklinefoundation.org or call 617-232-3846. And again, all that information in the description section down below. But now we're going to wrap things up here for this JV stream. Final score, Brookline 2, Braintree 0. Set scores 25-19 and 25-20. From Schluntz Gym in Brookline, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching. For those of you tuning in to the varsity stream, stay tuned. And for those of you who are just watching JV today, thank you for watching and have a good night.